Hey, wonderful people. I'm back from my second job, day two. We're talking about I have two jobs and I love it. I do. I'm sitting here drinking hot chocolate. Oh my goodness. Not paying attention at all, just like throwing it back and then it's all over my face. Not the first time, right? Not for me. That happens a lot for me. But that's a wake up call. It is now. Let's see what time it is. If I, oh, I have this circle light. I have another channel. I have two other channels, and this is perfect lighting for those situations. Let's see what we got. It is 10:34 at night, and I have all this energy. I mean, yeah, it is so much easier than I thought it would be. So much easier than I thought it would be. And I know it's because of how I set it up, and I set it up because I have two mentors, two people that I consider mentors. One I consider the two job mentor, and the other one I consider the getting a job mentor. And I use them in those roles because that's what they're good at, and that's what they like to do, and that's what how they like to work with me, and that's how I get things done. That's how I got this second job to be. It's not just a random second job. I got a second job because I set it up. I had a list, a long list. I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this. It was a little audacious. It was a little out there. Should you do that, or should you just take anything you see? Right? No, we set it up. I listened to her advice. She was like, no, you need this, that, and the other thing. And that's what you're going to look for. And you're not going to settle for other stuff because it won't make you happy. You won't be able to work with it long term. And it'll wear you out, and then you probably won't work with it at all. You're just setting yourself up for failure. That's what she said. She was absolutely right. I did what she said. When you have a mentor, don't think that you're smarter than them. Think that you're not in this category. You can't be and do everything. So, rely on somebody else's expertise sometimes. And that's why you get a mentor. And I don't call them mentors. They're just people that have done this thing that I'm going to follow their advice for. And then you give them back advice. And when they say, do this, you do that because they test you. Because if she was helping somebody else out and she said, do this, and he did that tepidly, he was like, oh, okay. And then she said, do this other thing. And he was like, I'm done. I got Netflix to watch tonight. And she was done with his behind. It was done with him. So done with him. I just did what she said religiously because I wanted to move forward and it worked out. Did I think that was going to be the case? No, I didn't think that would be the case. I thought this would be miserable. I thought this would be horrible. I thought this would be slugging it out. I'm coming home. I'm dancing here, drinking hot chocolate, throwing it all over my face, apparently. Right. Planning on making a video right here. It's just a few days after New Year's. The rent is due in a few days. And I'm not sweating anything because I have these jobs and they are working out really well. They work out on the stress level, they work out on a monetary level, they work interchangeably or together for time as well. One ends and there's a gap in between the other one before the other one starts up as well. So, and that's the mentor said, do that. And that's what I did. And now today I contacted my getting a job mentor. She's really good at getting a job in this field. I'm not going to mention my field because it'll distance you from doing it in your field. Your mind, at least, will say, hey, that's his thing, and that's only his thing. But it's not, it's for everybody. You can, well, not all jobs can be done, not all jobs can be done 16 hours a day. Sorry, it's not going to happen. Not going to be able to do that. And that's what I'm doing. So I spoke to, now why am I still speaking to a get a job coach, what I call a get a job coach, intensively today, when I have two jobs already? I can't work any more jobs. I barely have time to make these videos. I barely have time to do what I have to do in my life. I have weekends off and I love the holidays, but I don't even work, I'm not even off fully on the holidays. And I'm okay with that right now. But I know this is not going to last forever. I know this can't last forever. I just, someone on my daytime job just had to be like, I have to retire. My health is not great and I can't be there anymore and other things, and that's it. Nothing lasts forever, especially when it gets hard. And I realized this can't last forever too, and I'm looking for the next thing. And I realize that, not that I can be working harder, but I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. Yes, I know I'm doing it twice. But I know with the degrees, with the schooling that I have had, and with all the experience and documentation that I've added over the years, combined to make a very strong resume. And if I'm sitting here and doing what I'm doing now, my day job, and a second job, then I'm just cheating myself. Because I know if I apply myself, I can do a lot better than that. I just know it. And I told my getting a job mentor that, and she was like, yes, absolutely. Now you're seeing the light. I'm very glad, right? When your mentors tell you to do something, you do it to a T, religiously, because they will kick you off if you don't do it. If you, cats always try and get in on the act. Always. I know it. It's just a thing. Don't worry about it. I'm just glad I don't have like 10 cats, because then they'd be all over my video. I think, but the cats are right. They do make video better. Just take a look at the internet. I wonder how many cats to people ratio is, at least in YouTube. Anyway, so I had to make a cameo appearance. Yeah, so I just got off work. It's about 10:30, probably 10:40 now, and I'm full of energy. If I had another day to go and I knew I didn't, on Friday night, it's tempting to stay up to 2 and 3 in the morning. It's a biological rhythm thing. At about 3 to 5 for me is my low period. Sometimes that extends into about 6 o'clock as well. And if I eat during those times, it just gets worse, and I get so sleepy and so drowsy that I have to caffeine it up somehow. Today I did that with coffee at like 3 or 4, yeah, in the afternoon. So now I come home, I have tons of energy. And by 9, 10, I'm rocking. I'm rolling. I'm ready to take on the world. I got music playing here. I'm dancing. This is so not what I thought two-job life would be like. It is the opposite, honestly. It's the opposite. And yeah, my clients are great. My bosses are great. My companies that I work with are great. 2 different companies. I wish I could do second shift. That the first day job had a second shift. Then I could do that and get overtime pay, which would be like working 3 jobs. Oh my God. Yes. But back to why I'm going to see the Get a Job coach, because I am doing the wrong thing. Yes, I'm working the wrong thing twice, because that's the way it has been. So I got a long backstory of helping my mom through her Parkinson's and blah, 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 blah. Suffice it to say, I have enough degrees, enough education, enough experience, and enough certifications and everything to upscale what I'm doing. And if I don't apply myself, I'm just cheating myself. And I feel that I'm cheating myself every day because I'm not applying myself for these other positions. And I made some, you know how you say something like this to somebody, like, you know what I should do is blah, 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 blah. You should be doing the blah, 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 blah. That is an admission of what you should be saying. That's a part of your mind knowing what you should be doing. And you should listen to it. And my coach was like, yeah, absolutely. Now you get it. Yes, you should absolutely do that. And it felt a little frightening. That's also another green flag. If it feels a little frightening, that's what you should be doing. That means you're pushing the ceiling, dude. Now, it's not all gravy. I could get another. Well, see, what I want to do here, I have two jobs. I know that's not going to last forever. At some point, I'm going to bust, right? And now, if I push this for as long and as hard as possible, say, for whatever reason, I could do this probably 4 or 5 years like this. It'd be good money. But eventually, I would be like, I can't do this anymore. So, um, it comes down to, so what do you want to do about that? Well, I have all this experience and education and certification that honestly should be doing something else. And I've had my two job coach say the same thing. Well, if you have those degrees, you should be getting those jobs. You should be doing it. You should be, because there are other people that don't have it that would love it, right? And I'm like, oh wow, yeah, that is true. That is true. So I'm definitely going to be applying myself now that I don't have to look over an elderly mom, and I'm not getting my ish together anymore. I have it together. I'm not, well, and previously too, what I've been doing is chasing dreams and thinking that I had to just chase the dream no matter what, forget about money. Also, I had a belief that, this is from my father. Well, that's a whole, I'll tell you that story. Um, that he had this idea that, and this is an idea that a lot of people have, that wealth is about kicking back and relaxing. That was it. That was the end goal to life, that you could kick back and relax. That was it. That was the goal. And so relaxing whenever you could was seen as a very good thing. It was, it was like divine. To relax is divine, right? Needless to say, that did not get him wealthy. Okay, now he had a brother. Was it a brother? No, he had a sister that married a guy that won the lottery, and I mean, he won the jackpot, the big one, and he was a millionaire, so that screwed up his head, right? I'll tell you all about that at another time. But then I got the message that my relaxation time was valuable. I couldn't pay my bills. That was okay, I guess. I don't know where my mind was. I was taking Wednesdays off because I had to attend to my mom and her medical issues, and I really needed that Wednesday off when she was alive. But then after she was deceased, I continued to take that Wednesday off because I thought it was a valued thing. I was like, no, I'm not going to take my Wednesdays off. That's me time. Me time is, hey, is me time not paying your bills? Does that feel good? No. It felt terrible. I got so tired of being broke. I got tired of pinching pennies. I got tired of being tired. I got tired of not liking my life. I got tired of not liking my money. I got tired of worry. And you know what it came down to as well? Tired of not being proud of my financial situation. My two job mentor, she's proud of her situation. I was like, you get into a situation where everybody talks about um, how hard it is for them, and they kind of one up you or try and get along with you. Yeah, yeah. So somebody came over to me and said, "Yeah, I'm having such a hard time, man. It's just hard to pay bills these days. It's hard to pay bills." And I was like, I know. Me too, me too." And then I talked to my two job mentor, and I said basically the same thing. I was like, "Yeah, everybody's having a hard time these days." And she was like, "Not me." I was like, "What do you mean? You work where I work?" Like, "Yeah, but I don't, no, this isn't the only place I work." Right? This is before she was my two job mentor. I was like, "So how many jobs do you, oh, so you work another job?" And she was like, "No, more than that, more than one other job. How many do you work?" I was like, "5 jobs?" She was like, I was like, "No, no, that's impossible." See how your mind works? Now, she was doing it, but I, with the poor mentality, thought that was impossible. She was working 5 jobs. You probably think it's impossible too. So let me break it down. She works the day job 5 days a week. Company number one. She works night jobs and weekend jobs. Let's go over it. The night jobs, she has uh, 2 other jobs, right? She works, this is going to get a little complicated. For the night job she works Monday, Wednesday. She works all the week, but she has one job she works on Monday and Tuesday, and a third job she works um, Wednesday and Thursday. Her fourth job she works on Friday, and her fifth job she works on the weekends intermittently. That's 5 jobs. She works 5 jobs. And that's why when I said everybody's having a tough time, she's like, "No, I got my money straight." No, absolutely no. When it comes to me and my money, we are straight. I got extra money. And that's how she rolls. That's what she talks about. That's what she does. That's how she is. And she doesn't want to hear complaints about your money. She doesn't want to hear how bad you're doing. And see, now as a coming from a poor family, that's almost sacrilegious. How dare you? You don't want to hear what? No, and the reason why is because, and there is there is evidence to back it up, and I believe in it too, that when you roll around in that poverty mindset, it sticks to you and it colors how you think and it colors your perception. And she doesn't want anything to do with it. Nothing to do with it. She doesn't want to hear about anything about not paying a bill or bad credit. She want to hear nothing about that. Nothing about that. She wants you to focus, and she wants her to focus only on the good things and increase them. What's wrong with that? Oh, the finger. Yeah, it's not as serious as it looks. It's sensitive on this because I damaged it, so I just put cotton there, and so it won't hit into things, which it was constantly doing. Now it doesn't do that anymore. But yeah, that's how she is. She doesn't want to hear it at all. Um, when people are really successful in anything, they don't tolerate negativity in it, even if it's even if it seems cruel to the outside. But see, that's how their works, and that's how they get it done. She's got extra money because she doesn't even play. Not having extra money is not an option to her. It's not even it's so not an option to her that she doesn't want to even hear anybody say anything in that realm. Okay? She won't even open her mind up to the possibility of whatever that nonsense is. She doesn't want to hear that. She wants to hear success stories. And when I come in, she wants to hear what I have succeeded in, and what I am increasing, and what's good. Now, again, if coming from a poor family, that almost seems sacrilegious, but that gets you to increase your how you think about those things. And I find myself thinking more and more about how to do better in my life. And that's why I'm looking for a third job that's going to replace these two other jobs, right? I'm probably not going to be able to work the second job at night. I might be able to, and I might do that for a while. It's just so easy, and I have so much satisfaction. I'm really helping people in that job. Um, but the first job is no. And that's a bit of a risk because I have been in that job 11 years. I am royalty there, but my bank account doesn't say I'm the king. I'm not royalty in my bank account. Until recently, there wasn't really any extra money in there. Um, and the benefits are non existent. There's no benefits. And the company's too small. There's no other jobs to go up in. So you can't be a company man and excel in the company. And the pay is kind of limited as well. So, and I won't even go into that. So you're stuck. You either have to get a second job, right? And that's what I did, or you have to suck it up. You can get a partner too. That halves everything, right? They pay half. Whether they are a romantic partner or just somebody you're rooming with, that helps a lot too. I don't have that. So I am working 16 hours a day and it's working out very well. But I'm also, while I'm doing that, I am looking at a job that where we can replace the pay from both of these jobs and some, and then benefits, bigger companies. And I learned from my two job coach to be, because this is how I worked those two jobs. We set a long list of things. I was like, yeah, I want this, I want this, I want this, and I want this. And that's how she taught me to do it. We came up with a long list of things I needed and wanted, and that was it, and that's what we were going to look for. And she said, do those, work that, look for that, and I did. You know, a year ago I wouldn't have done that because I would have thought she was crazy. You can't make a laundry list of everything you want in a second job and then go, look for just that and throw everything else away. That's unreasonable. Maybe, but I did it and I got it. I'm living it. I'm living large La Vida Loca. Maybe not, but I nailed it. I nailed it. And I take pride in that because that's what I did. But I also know it came from my coach too. Couldn't have done it without my coach because I wouldn't have believed it was possible. I just did what she said to do, irrelevant of what my ego said was reasonable. My ego was like, no, don't do that. But I know from experience that when you follow a coach, you have to do exactly what they say. One, because they'll drop you if you don't, and two, because they know what they're talking about. That's why you got a coach, right? Why get a coach to tell you things you don't know if you're not even going to listen to them? It's like, well, I won't go there. It's like a lot of things. Yeah, listen to them and do exactly what they say. And there was another person that she was mentoring, and the first thing he did do, and the second thing he was like, no, I'm not doing that. I got Netflix. It's Friday night and I'm doing Netflix. And she dropped him, never to be talked to again. Yeah. And I'm her golden child because I have done everything that she said to do, and it all worked out exactly as she said it would, because she has been here and has done that. And these two people have a lot of experience in what I'm doing. Don't seek experience from people that don't know and haven't done. Your friends, your family, if they haven't done it, the CIA gets a lot of information. I remember hearing a high level CIA person on the news for whatever reason, and they were talking about information. The information age had just rolled in, and they were talking about how do they disseminate all this information, and basically the source. How valuable is the source? That's how valuable the information is. The cat is scratching up her cat rug. A rug I bought specifically for her to scratch up. She loves it. Always has to get in on a video. So the source, the better the source of the information, the more reliable the information. And somebody who's done it to the nth degree, that is a very valuable source of information. It worked out perfectly. Now I got my getting a job coach telling me how to get a job that's going to replace these two jobs. It's probably much more in league with what I should be doing right now instead of these two jobs. Now, I shouldn't be doing these two jobs. I have to apply myself. I have to put things on the line. I have to put everything on the line to get a better job. I'm asking a lot of questions. I'm moving cautiously. There's another saying in the investment community: scared money loses money or doesn't get any money. And when you make decisions because you're of FOMO, you're the fear of losing, the fear of losing out, or just because you're scared of something else, that's a bad decision you're making. And your perspective is bad, so you're going to make bad decisions in the future, even if that one isn't bad. You can't. You have to stick to it. You have to have faith in the system, faith in your mentor, honestly, spiritual faith as well. We talked about that with my two-job mentor, and that worked out perfectly too, right? You want to see results, even coming from the spiritual point of view. You want to see results. It can't just be blind faith and you get kicked down all the time. So, yeah, I was talking to my Get a Job coach today about the job that I should be doing. It's going to replace all this stuff. And I saved over text, and I screenshot a lot of the things, the key nuggets that she dropped, because the key nuggets that she dropped before and my other coach dropped before got me to a point that I don't believe. It's almost like I don't believe it. I'm dancing in here, drinking hot cocoa after working a 16-hour day, and I'm ready to roll, baby. I didn't know anything. Mea culpa. I didn't know anything. I throw myself down on the right on the ground. I didn't know anything. I thought I knew what it would have been like. I didn't know anything. I said that in my last video because it's just so amazing. And so I'm listening to my coaches when I'm making this next move, and I'll let you know how that goes. I feel like this video has been a million years old. I'm only a couple of days away from the new year. I'm not making these videos because it's a new year and it's a new me or whatever. I'm making them because people need to hear what reality is like. And I know there's people that have a video that say I have two jobs and I hate my life. I know that's a real thing too. I've had one job and hated my life, so I know where they're coming from. But it's 11:02 at night, and I need to get to bed because I have another day to start. And in 7 hours, 8 hours, right? And I think we're done here. I just wanted to tell everybody what the deal is, and is with my life and follow my journey, because it's definitely an interesting journey, I'll tell you that. Wish it was a little less interesting sometimes, but it is what it is. Oh, place your bets. Let's see what happens tomorrow. We're done. Have a great day. Let's get it. Boom.